What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys an NFL Week 9 value video using FanDuel salaries. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite plays at each position. We have some Q tags out there with limited practice guys throughout this week that we're going to have to wait until the weekend, but we'll talk about that. We have 8 games in the early window at 1 o'clock Eastern, 3 in the afternoon window at 4 Eastern, for a total of 11 games. Let's get after it this week. Let's have a big week. I'm doing a Guru credit code in this video, as I've done with all NFL videos this year. Just drop a like and subscribe for all future content. For quarterback, it's hard to overlook what we got going on in the afternoon with the Chiefs and Bills game. Both of these quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, could be in line for a shootout. I like both of them. Mahomes is projected for a couple points more. He's been absolutely electric over the past month or so, and he's $400 cheaper. So I would say out of the two, I like Mahomes more. I think he's going to throw the ball a ton. We have Pacheco questionable for the Chiefs, who hurt his knee last game. There's a chance he doesn't play. But either way, Mahomes, he's going to be slinging the rock. He has 9 passing touchdowns in the last 3 weeks, with a rushing touchdown in there for a total of 10 touchdowns over the last 3 weeks. He's projected the most fantasy points on Sunday by a decent amount. Again, a couple ahead of Josh Allen. So my favorite quarterback is Mahomes in this projected shootout with the Bills and Chiefs. I'm very excited for this game. It should bring playoff vibes. So Mahomes at 8,500 looks really good. Outside of the top 2 guys that I'm liking a ton, if we wanted to go cheaper, it's a little risky, maybe more of a tournament play, but because of the matchup, I do like Caleb Williams against the Bengals. The Bears should be able to score a good amount of points on Sunday. It's a high over-under in the high 40s. Caleb Williams' recent form has not been good at all over the last 4 weeks. He started the year off pretty strong through the first 3 games, but is yet to crack the 20 fantasy point mark over the last month. I do think we're going to see a different outcome with him on Sunday. Again, it is risky, but he is cheap, and he's got the upside. He's got the matchup. He's projected pretty well on Sunday. If I were to go cheaper, I do like Caleb Williams, but I will be getting a lot of my exposure to the top guys in Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. For running back, we have Jonathan Taylor at 11K now against the Steelers. He's been, honestly, in my opinion, the MVP so far this year. This guy just has been cooking. 14 total touchdowns through 8 games. How can you go against this guy? I don't think I'm going to have the money to get up there, like I say every week, and it ends up biting me. But there are better value plays, in my opinion, than Jonathan Taylor. We all know his upside, though. If you wanted to go there, this guy has been an absolute beast. You got to find a lot of cheap value elsewhere. McCaffrey, one of my favorite spend-ups, if not my favorite at 9,500. He's got the same kind of potential outcome as Jonathan Taylor, and he's $1,500 cheaper. We have Josh Jacobs on the injury report with a calf. I do expect him to play, but he was limited in practice on Wednesday, which doesn't say a ton. The fact that he's even out there kind of takes away any worry I have for him missing. Kyren Williams looks really good at only 8K. He's projected really well against the Saints. The Rams should be up in this game. This game script should benefit Kyren Williams, so you can go there as a middle to high tier spend up. DeAndre Swift is questionable like he has been over the last couple of weeks. Kamara, questionable. Pacheco, he did hurt his knee, so we'll have to see what his week of practice ends up looking like, because we could see some value in either Kareem Hunt or Brashard Smith for the Chiefs. But my favorite value play at running back is Tyron Tracy. How do we not go there? Brutal injury with Cam Skattebo, dislocating his ankle last week. He's going to be out for the season. Tracy's going to be the number 1 guy who has a clear-cut advantage ahead of Devin Singletary in this backfield. 6K is a great price on him. Pretty good matchup against the 49ers. I expect this game to be pretty high scoring. It's got a nice over-under. I think it's going to stay close. They're at home. Tracy should get plenty of touches, and at 6K, he is my favorite value play at running back. Wide receiver, we have a bunch of questionable guys as well. Again, I'm doing this video on Thursday, so this is what usually happens, especially in the middle of the season. Puka Nacua might be able to return against the Saints. Odunze said he'll play. I got that update not too long ago. Nico Collins is trending in the right direction to get out of concussion protocol. Ladd McConkey, limited at practice. I would be surprised if he missed. Drake London missed last game. He was limited in practice, so decent chance he ends up playing, but we'll have to see. I think this is a position we want to try to spend down on if we can. I do like some cheaper guys in the 6K, high 5K range. If you're going with Josh Allen, Shakir is not a bad pairing with him. 6,100, maybe more of a GPP play, but we all know his upside, his over-under receiving yards is in the low 50s, which is pretty good at a guy with a price of 6,100. He had a huge game last week. He's had a few good games for the Bills. Again, it's a little risky because we all know his floor is pretty low. Wan'Dale Robinson looks really good at 5,900 for the Giants. Really the number one receiver for them with Malik Neighbors out. Darius Slayton's there too, but I think Robinson is the number one for the Giants. I expect Jackson Dart to be looking his way. He's had some pretty good games. He's averaging 10.5 fantasy points on the year. If he got 10.5 on Sunday at 5,900, that would be just a fine day for Wan'Dale Robinson. He's projected for 55 receiving yards, so he looks pretty good as a cheaper option as well. I mentioned Josh Allen pairing with Shakir, maybe more of a high-risk, high-reward play with Keon Coleman. Again, this game can be a shootout, so we could see a lot of people get targets. And Coleman had a huge game to start the year in week 1, and then he's just been kind of staggering. He's still their deep threat. He's their, you have Shakir in the slot, but he's really their number one receiver on the outside, and he hasn't really been able to get going. I think he can against the Chiefs. It's a really nice, cheap price. He's projected 9 fantasy points. Not bad. Again, if we have some injuries happen over the weekend, it could open up some more value. But I think we spend up. I know I said I want to go cheaper at wide receiver, but I do think there's a necessary spend up here, especially if you're picking Patrick Mahomes. Rashee Rice at 8,200 looks fantastic. I don't think the price is high enough. I think he should be up where Jefferson, St. Brown, Nacua is in the high 8,000s, if not low 9,000s. This guy has a huge opportunity to go off against the Bills. Loved what I saw out of him on primetime against the Redskins, the Commanders. 9 targets, 9 catches. Mahomes is going to feed him the ball, and he is a red zone threat. 3 touchdowns through the first 2 games since his suspension. He gets rushing opportunities on the goal line as well. So Rashee Rice looks great in all facets of the game. I think this price is really good to spend up at 8,200. For that Guru credit code, go to my website, fd-guru.com. This is where I post all NBA and NFL lineups, NBA main slate lineups. You got to have an account, got to be signed in for this code to work. This code will get you 20 Guru credits. These credits are used as a currency on my website to get memberships. This sometimes happens when I haven't loaded it in a while. I don't know why, but this is where you buy all your credits and you spend the credits on my site for the lineups. Today's code for 20 credits is Week 9 NFL 25, all capital letters. Hit apply coupon on Week 9 NFL 25, and you'll get 20 credits uploaded into your balance. Tight end, I usually don't like the tight end position. It's a really good position this week. I'm going to be able to filter through a couple of different guys. We got Brock Bowers coming back in an unbelievable spot against the Jaguars. He's sub 7K. We all know his upside. He had a shaky start to the year and then he got hurt, but he's there. If you want to go that route, I think he's going to have some pretty low ownership. Gadsden's been an absolute beast for the Chargers. Great matchup against the Titans. And then the next 3 guys are my favorite guys. I think it goes in order of who I like the most. Tucker Kraft is my favorite at 6,200. Unbelievable matchup against the Panthers. Jordan Love has been dishing him the rock. 9 targets, 7 catches in that game, in that primetime game against the Steelers last week. 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has 6 touchdowns on the year. He's having a breakout season in it's either his 2nd or 3rd year. He looks like a young stud of a tight end. I love Kraft at home against the Panthers. The only thing that could hurt him is a blowout in this game, and they don't pass the ball in the second half. But Kraft, is projected for a lot of good things on Sunday. I also really like George Kittle. Had no catches in that first game back from injury. I think he was just out there as a decoy blocking. I don't know if he was 100%. He looked 100% last week against the Texans, 43 yards and a touchdown. He's only going to be that much healthier in his third game back. Really like this spot against the Giants. 49ers have been hurting in the receiving department outside of Christian McCaffrey, so Kittle's going to get plenty of looks on Sunday. He's projected for over 50 receiving yards, which is a pretty high number for a tight end. I like Kittle at 6K. I do like Kraft, though, for $200 more. And then if you have Mahomes, we all know Kelsey's upside. He's on the back end of his career. He's not, in his prime, but we all know Mahomes is looking his way over the middle. He's a red zone threat, 99 receiving yards against the Commanders and a touchdown. He's got 3 touchdowns on the year. At 5,800, he's also a really, really good value play on Sunday. Kelsey looks good, but like I said, in order, I like Kraft the most, then Kittle, then Kelsey. Really, really good tight end options. We even have Dalton Kincaid down there at 5,400 that you could give a look at if you're picking Josh Allen at quarterback. For defense, let's not overthink this. The top 2 defenses are the highest priced defenses. That's no coincidence. The Panthers and Saints are projected the lowest amount of points this week, both on the road against tough defenses. If you want to spend up on the Packers, go for it. Rams, go for it. I like both a ton if you have that extra money, but my favorite value is the team playing the third least projected points, and they're down to 3,900, the Texans. The Broncos, shockingly enough, projected the bottom third in points on Sunday. Texans at home, their defense has been pretty good. I like them as a value play, save $1,000 at 3,900. But again, if you wanted to spend up, there's nothing wrong with the Packers and Rams defense at those prices. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's have a big week 9, a lot of injuries to kind of monitor as we go into the weekend. Again, like the video. I do appreciate it. Till next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.